Welcome to Actually Aubery with our sit down with the beautiful and wonderful reality star ready to love's Aisha.
Hi guys, thank you for having me.
we're so excited to have you. I mean, I just can't believe you're here right now. So it's
Oh,
pretty
thank you.
awesome.
You have been so nice to me. I'm like and so patient. I just so appreciate it. Like you just been patient with me through this whole thing. So I appreciate you waiting. And I told you I was gonna come, and so here I am.
And we know we don't have you long, but you said maybe you could do a part 2 if necessary.
Yes.
So we're gonna try to get to it because, like I said, I really appreciate you being here. We've been DMing back and forth. It's been very nice, been very cordial, developing a rapport. So it's been very nice. So I basically want to start with the Aisha before Ready to Love, because you from the boogie down Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. So
wait a minute.
let me tell you something. You know the deal.
Guys in the chat, let us know where you guys are from too if you're in the chat.
Brooklyn is the best borough. Now I love the boogie down.
Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not shame yourself like that.
Oh my. You know what? We're gonna get into that another time because you know Brooklyn is it. You know, I love the boogie down though. You know what I mean?
I'm from the BX, but BX people stay away from Brooklyn territories. I think it's vice versa because you guys think we crazy and we think y'all crazy. So
right. And you know what? Crazy knows crazy.
Exactly. Pull up real quick.
Yeah. So I want to find out what it was like for you growing up in the boogie down, you know, being a kid and coming up in that environment.
It was fun. Just being kids, you know, I grew up in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. So just playing outside, double dutch, hopscotch, you know, hot peas and butter.
Oh,
you know, like I don't even know remember it, you know, red light, green light, you know, red rover, right. You know, steal a bottle, catch and kiss, like just lighthearted fun. Nobody was trying to steal people's kids. Nobody, you know, it wasn't all this weirdness that's happening right now, you know.
Right.
And if it was, you know, the little environment I was in, you know, even though it's the Bronx and it was in the 80s, I felt safe, you know. So as an adult woman, the irony is I don't feel safe as an adult woman in the environment I'm in now. But as a child growing up in the Bronx, I definitely felt safe. Walked to school with my siblings, played outside until the street lights went off, and it was just fun.
You know what, Aisha? I've told Aubery in the past, and she laughs at me because this is a Brooklyn, Bronx. This is a New York thing. The run, catch, and kiss games, the run, catch, and field games. I mean, we used to play those games.
Yes.
And she looks at me like I'm crazy, but these the games we played. It's a New York thing. And but it was all in good fun, and we loved it. You know. So for you to say that, to confirm that to Aubery, thank you.
Yes.
He tells me all the time, Aisha, I'm from Detroit, so I know very little about Brooklyn and the boroughs. I've been to Manhattan maybe 4 or 5 times, but I don't really know a lot about Brooklyn or the Bronx. But I love your accent.
Well, everybody say they love my accent. I'm like, what accent? but I thought her Detroit ain't nothing to play with either.
No, Detroit rough now. Yeah,
they ain't nothing to play with it. I'm like, wait a
minute. Yeah, Detroit rough now. Ain't no punks in Detroit.
I'm coming to visit there
either. You know, ain't no punks in Detroit.
I heard.
No.
Right. So, but I understand you had 7 siblings.
Yes, 8 of us.
8 of you guys all together. How many boys and how many girls?
4 girls, 4 boys.
Oh, so it's even down the line. So,
and I'm number 3.
Number 3. Okay. So what was that like? Because I have 2 brothers. We grew up in the house in the city. We were very poor, so everything was a fight. Fight for the last of the Kool-Aid. Fight for the last of the lunch meat. Fight for food. Fight for respect with your own siblings. So what was that like?
It's the same. We wrestled with each other, but we loved it. But the one thing you couldn't do is play with us.
Right.
We gonna fight each other, but you ain't gonna play with my brother, or you're not gonna play in my sister's face because we gonna pull up. but we definitely wrestled for everything. And I was a tattletale.
Oh, you wanted them.
I was a baby.
Okay.
I was the little runt. I was the little runt, and I had a little big old head and little big cheeks. And my aunts, my father, his sister, and I was spoiled me. So I was spoiled by my father family and my mom too, because I was like so spoiled. Like I was so little with a big old head. I mean, I was so tiny and I was so picky. I'm like, I'm not eating that. And then my mom like, then go to bed hungry. You know how black mamas is, but then you go to bed hungry.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then she'll wake me up like, girl, get yourself up. What you want to eat?
Yeah.
And then my brothers and them used to be so mad. Like, how come she always gets everything she wants? You know? So it was definitely because I was the little runt of all of us. So we fought.
I went to bed hungry a lot because I wouldn't eat ham hocks. I just could not stand ham hocks.
I don't eat. My father never let us eat pork. And to this day, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. My mother would make ham hocks and beans, and I could not stand it. So I kind of I kind of understand where you're coming from.
I couldn't stand corned beef hash over rice with the tomato sauce. You know, like I guess they call it like, I don't know, like it was like corned beef, ground corned beef hash with the tomato sauce, and you put it on top of rice with
mush. That's what it's called, mush.
Girl,
I didn't like it either.
mean, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I was like, I'm not eating, because it looked like dog food to me, and I was
right.
Like, I'm like, I'm not eating that. But my siblings and them to bust it down, and I know, like after I got older and I tasted it, I'm like, oh, this is not bad, but I still don't want to eat it.
Right, because you got in your mind already that it's dog food.
Yes, it was. I'm just a picky eater. I was a picky eater until I became an adult. Until when I was younger, you couldn't get me to eat nothing. But now, honey, I cannot stop eating. I'm a foodie. But when I was younger, man, if it didn't look good visually, I wasn't. That's why I cook how I cook now, because my mother was an amazing cook.
Right.
8 children, and her food was amazing. It's just, you know, as a kid, you just like, I don't want that. I don't want that. You know. But
you know what? That's interesting about you say your mother was a great cook. She had to cook for all these kids, plus a husband, you know, and herself, obviously. So you have a very strong entrepreneurial spirit, you know. And we all see that as we follow you through these YouTube streets and IG and on TV or whatever. So have you ever worked a quote unquote regular job, or has it always been straight to your own business, straight to your own thing?
No, well, I got my entrepreneurial spirit from my dad. So he was an entertainer. And he always was like, work for yourself, make your own money. So I definitely got that drive from him. I did. I taught in a charter school for 7 years. And and I also taught in a daycare for about 3 years. And then I also worked for a big makeup brand, MAC, the makeup brand. And I worked for them for 8 years in between working for myself. So
yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got any questions for Miss Aisha? Because I'm hogging the mic. I'm sorry, Aisha, what you say?
Stick to the plan, please.
Oh, okay.
You don't have any questions?
Well, no. We had this talked out, and now he wants to try to differentiate. So well, you know how these men are, Aisha. Can never follow the program.
I don't want to seem like I'm hogging the mic. You know what I mean?
No, you're fine. Well, you know what? Okay, so you said growing up, so you're the 3rd oldest child, I think you were saying, Aisha?
Yes.
Okay, so now, so you have like, was it 2 older brothers or 2 older sisters? Or?
Girl, boy, girl, girl, boy, boy, girl, boy.
I gotta say this. So I copped this from another interview, but I want you to maybe elaborate or retell this story, because you were talking the other day, I think it was on Crystal XO, wonderful interview, by the way. You were talking about that every time your mom would have another child and get pregnant, there was something that you would tell our viewers about that in case they missed it. Tell them about that.
Oh my goodness.
Because I was like, okay, I'm 3rd oldest, and so it was like, okay, when she finally got pregnant with my sister, I'm like, okay, I could be the big sister now, and it's a girl. And then it was like, then she got pregnant with my brother after, and then I'm like, okay, now I could be a big sister to a boy. And then when she got pregnant again, I said, listen, lady. And I told my phone, stop touching, because I'm a teenager, I understand how babies are made, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So now I'm like, stop touching my mom.
You're right. You giving dad the side eye.
I'm like, this is gross. Stop touching her. And I'm like, why y'all still that? Y'all weird. Don't do this. So as you know, as I become a teenager and your mom can get pregnant, you understand where babies come from. So you like, oh, okay, mommy.
Wow.
Well, you know what? It's inexpensive entertainment.
But I used to always be like, no, and especially because I liked growing up, in the era I was in is like we had like Parasuco jeans and we had this other jeans called paper denim, and they were really expensive. Like for that time, it was $100 for a jean, where usually $110. Sometimes the paper denims was $150. And so I would ask for that, but it's like, you got new babies, you can't get $150 pair of jeans,
No.
So then it was like, no, if you don't have a baby, then I can have jeans. And then it's like, just being a selfish teenager. But, as they all kept coming, like, I love them. Like, we are like 8 spoons, me and my siblings.
Oh, wow. And that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Me and my brothers, we're real close. My siblings are close. You may have met my brother David. Because him and I think him and Phil live in the same building or whatever the case is, and so forth. But I think that's pretty awesome because I have a lot of siblings as well. But my parents were never married, so that's another story. We save that for another day. But I want to move along a little bit to you falling in love with your first husband and having those beautiful children and so forth. What was it about your first husband that you saw and said, this is the guy, I want to marry this guy? What was it about him at that moment in time?
We went to school together since we were 10 years old. So we've been in school since we was 10. So I was like a nerd, a cool nerd, and he was the jock, but we ran in the same circle. Like my circle, the circle we ran in, we all was together. We was the cool kids, so we definitely wasn't each other's circle. We knew each other and we hung out with each other all the time. So I never looked at him like that, nor did I think he looked at me like that. And it wasn't until we reconnected in college that at going into college, at the age of 19, we both was in college and we reconnected. And it was like, oh, you grew up nice. Oh, you grew up nice too.
One of them things. Yeah, one of them things.
It's like, oh, okay. So let's start.
It's like, Maya, have we grown? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wait a minute, Aisha, wait. I don't remember this girl. And I'm like, I'm a grown young woman now. So I think from there we just I think we couldn't do the friendship mostly, and then the friendship grew into us being together. Wow. And then from there we was just inseparable. We started as friends and we just never left each other's side. And then we had our children at 23, 24, got married and ended at 31. So what was that transition like being a mother because I know how I felt seeing my first child come into the world, because now it's no longer just about you. Everything is scared. About this. Oh, you were scared. Okay. I never wanted children, actually, because I think I'm still in the young selfish phase of my life where life was good. I was in college. I had a good job. I was making money. All I wanted to do is just make money and just have fun. Like, I never thought about, I always say you don't know what you want or need until life shows it to you, right? And your plan is already set in motion. You're just following a course, and we have free will, and sometimes you could go left, but you're going to end up back on your course, right? Because I feel like we are, like, whatever your your destination is or what you're destined for will come to fruition. But I never wanted children. I never wanted to be married. The irony of me now saying I want to be married. I didn't want any of these things. But I didn't know, even though I grew up with it and stuff like that, for me, what I saw was this young girl just flying everywhere and just having the best time of her life. So I couldn't see that far ahead because that wasn't my desire, when I became pregnant. And then I was scared because I was like, well, I got to give up buying $400 shoes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
no red bottoms. No red
like,
bottoms.
Y'all know. Revive me now. Revive me now. It's like, you know, and it was like, no. And at the time, it wasn't even red bottoms. At the time, what was popular was 9 West and
yeah,
and
I
Coach.
remember.
Yeah,
right.
At the time,
yeah.
It was 9 West and Coach was a popular, and so it was like those things, and it was like, oh my God, I can't get that. Lord have mercy. But the moment I think the moment I heard his heartbeat, it changed my whole entire world.
Right.
Literally the moment I heard his heartbeat, it sent chills through my body, and I just like, no, girl, you bugging. This is about to be the best thing you ever did or could do in your life moving forward.
Right.
And other than him beating the hell out of me inside of my stomach, that little boy was kicking a mess out of me. Other than that, it became the best decision of my life to become a mother. And then my little girl followed, and seeing her little self and all the things I wanted, big lips and long eyelashes and full eyebrows.
Aren't those girls something? You know, they say the girls, when you're pregnant with them, they say they steal the mother's beauty.
I was just about to say that, because I was hideous when I was pregnant with my daughter. Lord have mercy, I was hideous. I say, as long as you just give me some pretty back, just give me some pretty back, girl. Just give me pretty back. But she came out just the littlest, cutest little thing. And after that, you know, and then I didn't even think I wanted marriage until he proposed to me. And it was like, wow, all of this is my family. This belongs to me. This is my family. I get to take care of all of you and make sure all of you are okay. And that is such my pleasure. And that's what I said, dang, what I thought I didn't want is the best thing that ever happened to me. Of being a wife and being a mother. So now, once I showed up and with that new mindset, and I enjoyed being a wife and I enjoy being a mother. I say it a million times. I'm obsessed with my children because they are wonderful. They have, my son is about to be 16 in a few days, and my daughter's 14. I know I don't look it.
You don't.
No, you don't.
I'm about to be 39 in a couple of months, you know. So
no, you don't.
That's the beauty of this black girl magic. But they have never given me a headache where it's like I worry.
Right.
So I'm just really blessed. They're really good kids. Like when I'm done with them in the nest and I send them on their way, they are going to be amazing people, and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask, because you know, we know when marriages end, let's say for instance they end in year 10, they didn't start going bad in year 10. They start going bad earlier than that. We just hang around hoping to get better, trying to hang in there, sickness and health, all that stuff. So one thing I admire about you from following you so far, your resilience, you know, your strength going through this, you're being candid, you're very candid, you're very open, approachable. Obviously, I found that out. But
I'm so cool, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, like, I respond when I can get to the DMs. I respond. I'm like, not even that girl. Like, I'm not nobody's celebrity.
Just awesome. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So, and what I wanted to ask you was, at what point in the marriage did you start to realize this is going kind of left, and this is the beginning of the end for me? At what point did you think you found that out?
Going towards the tail end of it. Like I said, everybody has things they have to work on. So I think those things started probably getting to him, where I guess he probably couldn't speak to me, and I was going to stick it through because I wanted my marriage to work. And then at the time I used to go to church faithfully. And then, you know, when you go to church and your pastor say, stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
Do it for the Lord.
Yeah, you know, and you go to counseling and they just and then you go to church and the old ladies put their prayer cloth over me and just like, stay, you know, you stick it out, you stay.
Right. Oh, are you saying they were telling you to stay within the marriage?
Yeah. So they was just like, you know, like you work it out, you stay, you figure it out, you know, but that's a lot of old sayings. And that's what I say, you know, better, you do better, you know?
Right. That's true.
It's like, I think back then our great grandmothers and great grandmothers stayed because, you know, and stuck it out no matter what, because they had no choice. There's choices now. And for me, the choice was me walking away with my children and making sure they be the best people. That has been my ultimate goal, is just making sure my children are the best people. I feel like a lot of people and a lot of our homes have produced broken people, who in turn keep creating broken people, which in turn create broken people. And then these broken people go out and hurt people because they're broken. And so I just said to myself, the best thing I can give to my children in the world, if I want my kids to have a better future, is to make sure they're not broken people. So I had to make the choice to go and get us some therapy and healing. And think it worked, because we just been thriving since. And then me and my ex-husband, we are amicable. We have no issues with each other. Like, some people can reform. You know?
Yeah. And I get totally where you're coming from. I've been married twice, divorced twice. It's difficult. My first wife and I are just the best of friends. You know, when I go to New Jersey, I actually stay at her house when I go to New Jersey and things, and visit her, because we got kids, grandkids and stuff. You know, you see these gray hairs there. I'm a granddad, so but I know we don't have you much longer. I just want to get
go. We fine.
Okay, yeah.
I'll tell you when we can stop.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. A lot of people say when they go through something like, you know, a divorce and bad marriages or things of that nature, oh, I've done the work. For you, what does the work entail? Because people say they've done the work and they don't really do it, and they never really heal. They carry that baggage over to next following relationship. So for you, what did that work entail?
Therapy. So first I started with journaling. My journal got me through a lot of stuff. So I would just write, journaled a lot. I had to get it out of me. It was like keeping stuff trapped in your head is, I think, is a lot of our problems. Because even if we don't say it out loud to somebody, we're just not expressing it out at all. And so I felt like once I started to journal, I was able to release it. Like, okay, I'm going through this today, your journal, and I can't get out the bed today. What do I do? And at least it was on paper where I could visually see it. And once I got through that journaling part and I was ready to go into therapy, then I was able to even recite to her some of my lowest moments, because now I had an account of it, versus trying to pick and remember stuff and, you know, getting it scrambled up. I had accounts of things that I needed to, where I felt like was my lowest points. And then we was able to work through that. But my therapist, she was able to help me through a lot of stuff, because it was the plucking. It wasn't the, what did he do wrong per se. That's why a lot of people don't realize is, no matter what you're going through, it's not about what somebody else did. More so of how can we fix you? What is broken inside of you? And so that was the picking me apart and breaking me down. And then it was like, oh, that's why I did that. Dang.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know that's why I did that. But now that you give me some perspective, God dang. You know, so it definitely was like that. It was a lot of like aha moments. Like, I could see why I did that. I see why I gave him permission to do that to me, because I was, that hurt. You know, so it's a lot of accountability. You know, so once I learned that part of it, was like, okay, you are never at fault for someone else's actions. Someone else's actions, you are never at fault for. Someone striking you, you're not at fault for that. Someone lying to you, you're not at fault for that. Somebody deceiving you in any way, you're not at fault for that. What you can hold yourself accountable for is how you handle it. Do I stay? Do I identify the things that's going to make me stay? Do I remove myself? That's when you say, okay, Aisha, what's up? That's when you pull yourself up, when you pull up on yourself, like, okay, why am I still here?
Yeah.
So that's what I learned in therapy, is like, okay, don't stay where it's signs to not stay. So a lot of people, even with the situation I'm going through now, like, oh, keep screaming discernment. I found my discernment. When the signs are visible for me, signs made visible for somebody else, you're watching.
Right.
You're watching.
Yeah, I think a lot of people keep forgetting that we're seeing scenes and things that you're not seeing while you're going through that process of ready to love. Yeah.
And I had said, it's so funny, just a segue just a little bit. one of my clients was talking to me and she was like, oh, as a viewer, and even though I love you, I felt like it was certain signs you should have saw. So I said to her, I said, let me tell you, I said, when you came in here, I asked you how your boo was doing because you haven't spoken to him in 2 months because he ghosted you, right? And as soon as I said it, you was like, he called me, we going on a date. I said, but you literally told me he ghosted you 2 months ago.
Right.
2 months.
Now, if I was a camera on you and I'm watching you and I'm like, knowing he ghosted you 2 months ago, and now you walking in the room and I'm saying, how is so-and-so? You like, girl, I'm going on a date. Doesn't that look thirsty?
A little bit. I didn't want to use that word, but a little bit. And she said,
oh my God. Oh my God. I said, but I don't know what happened in between the ghosting.
Right.
When he reached back out to you, he explained to you why he ghosted you. You was willing to accept why he ghosted you. Y'all worked that out. And now, if that part is not shown from a viewer's lens, if I did not know that part, all I see is this thirsty girl. Why did you get all jiggly wiggly once I said his name?
Right.
You know? And she's like, God dang, girl. You right. I'm sorry. I said, so if I was to turn the camera on any one of us, people who's talking,
don't turn it on me.
And I was to record your conversations with your boo, I'm pretty sure the lens that I will be able to see is you did a few things that looked a little bit red flaggish. You did a little things that may have looked a little thirsty. You did little things, but if the world doesn't see everything, it's easy to say and judge. You feel me?
Right.
So just that is,
and we can't, and Aisha, we can't control what people do or circumstances. In fact, we control very little about this planet and this universe and things that happen. All we can control is our response to stuff.
Exactly.
That's it. You know what I mean? And if we allow people to pull us out of our character and come out of our integrity and things of that nature, then we lose.
That's the biggest word, integrity.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like you're saying with my therapy, it just helped me to identify who I was. And I feel like I'm doing an amazing job. And I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I am happy. I am truly happy. I am thriving in my business. My children are thriving and healthy. What more can I ask for? The man who is for me will come for me. Just wasn't it. This RTL journey was just that, a journey. But I get to share my journey with you guys. And I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Because if I don't tell my journey of the end, then people will say, oh, they faked this out. So now that I give you the journey up into the end, it's still not enough. So I've learned I don't care.
But it's enough for some of us.
Yeah. It's like, listen, it's either you take me or you leave me. Anything else in between ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, I really don't care. But with therapy, that was one of the biggest things, the gift that I have to understand me. Because without it, this ridicule from the public could have really tore me down.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have 99% love and 1% naysayers.
Right. It's a lot of that. Could I just speak for just a minute? Because this is your sit down, but I just want to say this. I wanted to share this with you. So I was thinking about you when Alex was saying that, he was working with you to see if he could get a date for us to do this sit down conversation. And so, if you go look at my channel, and I know you have your own YouTube channel, there's a lot of your IGs that I've reposted that the viewers love, right? But there were some people that were trying to say some things, and I made sure that I addressed them as best I could, not being you, but just saying, this is the thing, because as a woman who's lived through DV, right, myself, it's important that women have a voice. It's important that we get our stories out and that other women know that there's a different way, that you don't have to live in pain. You don't have to live with, abuse, right?
Or shame.
So, or shame. Exactly. And that's it, because I think so many women, like you were saying earlier in this interview, you were saying about at the church, the ladies were saying to just stay. That's all based in shame. Exactly what you were saying. So I want you to just kind of talk to us a little bit about how shame keeps many people locked in place in a bad situation.
Well, that's one of the things I learned about therapy is removing the shame. Because especially in our community, I hate this word strong. Everybody who follows me know I cannot stand the word strong.
You're a strong Black woman. You're a strong Black woman.
Do not call me strong. Nothing. it is implied with my skin color. It's implied with my people. It is implied. Like, you do not need to call me strong, because once you call me strong, you then mishandle me. You know, so removing the shame for me was one of the tools I walked away with, because it was like, this doesn't belong to you. Why are you carrying that around, literally eating away at you? You can't live to your fullest potential because you're scared of the judgment. You can't live to your fullest potential because you're walking around on eggshells. You're wondering who knows what they're going to say, who gonna whisper behind your back. You didn't do anything. And the things that you did do, the staying because you may have felt insecure, the staying because you were too prideful, those things, we are working on those things. But the shame is not yours. That you're going to give back to the shamer. You are not going to walk around with that. You're not going to beat yourself up. You're not going to punish yourself in anything, because you start feeling it. So what happens when you carry that shame? It's an internal beating that starts to feel physical. You ever ate yourself alive, literally, from the shame of something, where it's like you start to physically feel it. You start to physically feel beat up because you are eating yourself alive, thinking about what other people are going to say. Once I learned that tool of letting it go, it's not yours. It's not yours. Gave it right back to the shamer. Now I can hold my head up. And it's not about bashing. It's not about ragging. It's about saying to a sister that looked like me, hey, I went through it too. It is not a shameful thing to say that you went through that and that you got better and you got out. Because I'm telling you, the amount of RIPs that I saw in one of the facilities that I worked in for women who couldn't walk away, don't you dare shame me for speaking up. Because it was too many women that went back because the shame was eating them alive. So they rather stay. They rather took it. They rather nobody know. And they didn't make it back home. They didn't make it to their family reunions. They didn't get to wake up the next day because that shame literally found its way to kill them. So I wish anybody watching me would think they're going to shame me into submission to hold my head down. I am a Black queen. I'm not nothing strong about me. I am vulnerable. I am beautiful. I am a secure Black woman who is going to sit up with my head high and let you know that I love us for real. Black men, Black women. So no one is going to keep this shame on me. You can take that back. I'll be accountable for my part, and everybody going to move along and be copacetic. But I watched too many RIPs for me to think that somebody's going to shame me into saying that something happened to me. I'm going to give you the truth. At the end of the day, the truth is always going to be the truth, right?
Yes.
It is. It's literally going to always be the truth.
Yeah, the truth never changes.
The truth never
Lies change. Lies change. The truth never changes.
The truth never. I have said the same thing over and over. My story has never changed. I'm not adding. One of my famous sayings, I don't need to add no stink on it. I don't need
is that a Bronx saying?
I don't know, but that's one of my sayings is I don't need to add no stink on it. I don't need to stink it up because it's already stinked up. I don't need to funk up nothing. I don't got to add no extra flavor on it. I ain't got to add no extra hot sauce. I'm going to give you the truth. If it's not for you, leave it.
Leave it.
But this beating people up and this verbal and bullying and cyberbullying is whack. So y'all can go ahead with that.
There is a lot of cyberbullying. People don't understand that. And would you mind touching on that a little bit? Maybe we're veering off a little bit of the plan, but But would you touch on that just a little bit as a reality star? What is that like? Because I'm seeing now, even this season's cast is talking about the pressure of being in spaces like Instagram and YouTube, and that they're cyber bullies and what they're experiencing with their emotions.
It doesn't, like I said, I don't think it affects it. It doesn't. It doesn't bother me, honestly. And
okay.
I'm the type, if you throw a stone, if I got time, I'm gonna throw one right back. Period. I'm the type, like, I might pull up in one of y'all chats like, oh really? Oh really? You think you could just say that to me? But for the most part, I let it go because it's so funny. Somebody had wrote in one of the chats, I had to unfollow Aisha because I'm sick of her. Girl, I don't even know you exist. So why did you have to, she said I had to block Aisha and unfollow her. I don't even know you exist. So why did you have to block and unfollow me like I follow you?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know you exist. And that's all shade. That's 100% shade. Like, I don't even know you exist. So why would you have to announce to the world that you unfollowed me and blocked me as if I was on your page?
You would never you would never know you were blocked because you didn't know who she is.
Yet you're still reporting about me, you know. So I don't even have to pull up on these people because it's people who really could see when you're a good person. People know when you're a good person.
Yes,
you know, and the other people just like projecting. So where a lot of these bullies, it's great to have people who like, but why are you talking about her? She bothers you so, but you're reporting about her and we didn't ask you, you know. So I have heard a lot of people who say that it gets to them really, really bad. Some people where it sends them down a rabbit hole where it's like they constantly are looking. I don't look for it. I don't look for it. If I happen to be on one of those sites and I see it, it is what it is. But I'm not looking for nothing bad about myself because I am secure with who Aisha is. So, and even if somebody,
you know what, Aisha, Brooklyn, I know Aubery has dealt with this as well. When we went into physical school as kids, elementary school, we dealt with physical bullies face to face. And the thing was, don't come outside at 3 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Like we'll never go home. We gotta come out. You know, so dealing with those bullies every day, bring me a quarter, bring me $1, whatever. Eventually, you're gonna have to fight this bully. There was no other way. There was nothing you could do.
I had 2 bullies growing up that I had to fist fight.
Right.
And I beat them up. Period. So
yeah, because
like literally, there was one I was I think I probably was like in 6th grade, 7th grade. Bullied me constantly because I was a tiny little thing. I probably weighed about 75, 80 pounds. I was scrawny.
Okay.
Bullied me. And one day I just said, girl, then let's just fight because I can't.
I can't do this every day.
I can't with you anymore.
It's not going like, and she pushed me. My father rule was they hit you first, you go off. So
my mother said that too.
And she touched me, all bets was off. And after that, she became my friend. Once I stood up to her, she became my friend. She literally was like, she didn't even know why she was bullying me. I like literally when we had mediation in school, I said, why did you pick on me? And she just said she don't know. She said one of the things I remember she said is because you walk around and you're so little and everybody likes you and you think you cute. And I said, what?
Yeah, wow.
And what are you talking about? And I was like, and I remember the principal saying, because everybody likes her and she likes herself.
Right.
So it's the same thing that happens with these type of platforms. When you have a self-love for yourself, people can't fathom the audacity of you to have been hurt publicly. The audacity. And then you still hold your head up and say, you got this. How freaking dare you? How dare you?
Yeah. How dare you survive?
How did you survive? You supposed to be crying in front of us. You supposed to be pulling your wig off. You supposed to be cursing this black man the heck. Dare you?
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's literally what it's given. Because it's like, what other way are you mad about? I'm literally just saying this happened to me. Other people said this happened to them. I'm not saying this is my story. Why does it bother you so? You know, but we signed on a dotted line. And that's one thing I always tell people. We signed on the dotted line. So I signed up for this. I didn't sign up for nobody to bully me.
Right.
I didn't sign up for nobody to do what they want to do. But once you become on a television screen or on somebody's airways, they then feel like they have the right to do whatever. And it's either, like you say, you move accordingly, ignore it, or sometimes have time and pull up on them.
Yeah, and listen, I know a lot of these Ready to Love alumni, people that have been on the show, people that are on the show now, they're not ready for this celebrity. They're just normal folk, try to, come on the show, try to find love or try to meet somebody, substantial and make friends or whatever it is. But you guys do become celebrities. And that part of celebrity, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That part of celebrity can be pretty ugly. Because a lot of people, they like the praise and the admiration and all that kind of stuff. But there's a real ugly side to this thing that a lot of people don't understand.
It is. It's a real ugly side because it's like, how do you get... I mean, I have worked... Hi, good evening. Oh, hi, Real. I have worked in the industry for a long time. And I'm not even celebrity struck.
Right.
So
I believe it.
I can't imagine... being so invested in someone else's life. If you appreciate somebody's craft, that's one thing. If you can watch them on television and be like, oh, I like you, or I didn't like you, okay. But to be so invested where you feel like you just know them and you can she's stupid, she dumb. You could tell therapy didn't work for her. She's a dummy. She sounds stupid saying she want to get married. God, sis, who hurt you?
Wow.
You saying, oh, you saying I'm hurt. It sounds like you hurt.
Exactly.
Who sounds like the
why question if you or I or any woman or man wants to be married and that's the way they see their lives, that's the life they want to create for themselves. Marriage is an honorable institution. But if you don't want to be married, we're not saying you need to be married. We're saying that's what we like.
That's what I like.
Yeah. You can have whatever you like. You know what I mean? So,
like, I really like carrot cake, and a lot of people don't like carrot cake.
I love it. I love it.
But it's my choice. Like,
I love carrot cake.
I'm never gonna go to someone else and say to them like whatever their views are is you're stupid. Like, I mean, and even when people make mistakes, like women who are in abusive relationships, people got to understand who wants to stay and get hit. Like, be real, people. There's a manipulation that happens beforehand. And then also that woman may have experienced something, and men get abused too. Or that man may have felt something inside himself internally that kept him there or kept her there. So when people even shame the person who left, like, you dumb, you should have left the first hit. It's like, you don't know why they stayed. So you don't shame or damn somebody for deciding to find the courage to leave. That's why a lot of women do not speak up. Because number one, when they call it and report it, they're not believed. Because if this was the 50th time this happened and this is the first call they made, why you didn't call on number one? Nobody cares that this is the 50th time and that you're sick and tired and you finally found the strength. They don't care that you finally found the strength to go, because now they shame you and say, well, you didn't call the other 49 times, so why I believe you now? And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yikes. It's like, yikes.
And then you know what? Men that get abused, because like you said, men get abused too. Not as often as women, obviously.
Not as often, yes. But
there are men that get abused, and we don't report it because they look at us like, oh, you little punk, little sissy, whatever. You come in now, your woman beating on you. What kind of, so you do feel shameful about that because you don't want to hit your woman, but she may be violent. She may have dealt with some stuff in her past. Hurting people hurt people. That's just the way it goes. And that's what I found out about bullies. They got stuff going on at home and they can't express that and get that out. So they come to school and do it. And they find what they think is the weakest kid. And they do that too, because at home they're powerless, So that's kind of the cycle. But
it is.
Yeah. I want to segue though, because after your marriage ended, you took the time, you did the work, obviously, and you felt like you were ready to date again. How did you end up on Ready to Love? Did they pursue you? Did you go to a casting call? How did that kind of come to fruition?
Well, you gotta understand, they say after I left my husband, I did that work. And I didn't date for a while. When I finally started to date, like I'm saying for the umpteenth time for the people in the back, I had successful dating habits, you know?
Okay.
I've never experienced anything like this since for the people all the way in the back and in the front and still watching me. But I was also now a young girl. So remember, I dated with my husband from 19 to 31. So where most 20-year-old girls had the liberty and the freedom to date and stuff and have fun and go out a lot, I didn't have that, right? I'm a mommy, right?
Right.
And so now I'm dating and I'm a woman who has now found herself, found her voice, and now is ready to enter the dating world, which, by the way, was scary as heck. I did not understand when I entered the dating world. I know my girlfriends had stories about dating. But baby, I was like, oh, these people are weird.
Yeah.
Weirdos out here. Like, Lord have mercy, it was so weird. But I digress. But it was definitely weird. But I never had experienced anything that set me back. I had never experienced anything that made me shudder. Nothing like that. I had never experienced anything that made me feel like, oh my God, I want to go back to not dating. I was enjoying dating.
Okay.
You know, I was enjoying dating. I was enjoying having fun. I was enjoying. So for me, I'm not jumping into something serious after I got out of something serious.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just want to see what this dating thing looks like. And so I had fun. And if I didn't see it working, I moved along. But it was nothing like, you know, I never had that type of turmoil. And then now we fast forward to me being in a new state, dating and having fun. And then a girlfriend of mine sends me an application for Ready to Love.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Abuse is abuse. It's not doesn't matter if it's less or not. We're just saying that, you know, it's probably more numbers. But like we said, men don't they won't.
Men don't report. Yeah, men
don't report it. Yeah, because I was listening to you. I didn't want to interrupt you, the two of you, your flow, but there are so many men that are abused. And when I say, well, I'm going to go back and say males because I used to work in the psychology field, and there are so many men you would be surprised that are sexually abused. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
I know that. And
so, go ahead.
No, I'm saying in the division that I was in when I was there, it was men. So I know there's men too. That's why I make it a point to say men too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So your friend got you on Ready to Love. What were your expectations? Were you excited?
None.
And no expectations at all?
Because I don't watch television, so I never heard of this show.
Okay.
Okay.
I never watched this show. I don't watch reality TV. I stopped a long time ago. I used to love Housewives. That was my jam. But once they started to like do all the fighting and stuff, and I have found that TV started to warp my mind. Like I found myself not getting work done because I'll turn on the TV and trying to work at the same time, but focusing on the TV. And I was like, no, that's not good for me. So I just literally removed the TV out of my room and I just stopped watching TV altogether.
Right.
So I never heard of this show. So long story short, my girlfriend sent it to me. She applied. She didn't get on. She sent it to me. I got on. I literally had no high expectations. I didn't even think I was going to get called, but I got called right away. And going on, I literally just was like, I just want people to see what a beautiful Black woman looks like who just loves herself. Like, to be honest, y'all, I've said this a million times. I didn't go in there thinking I was going to find the love of my life. I ain't going to think I was going to go in there and find my husband. I didn't think I was going to do any of those things. From my first interview, I just said to them, the beauty of representing a Black woman on television correctly is my goal. Right. Not pulling wigs, not screaming. You know, even though a little bit of that happened, a little bit of hot raised voice, that didn't overshadow.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Tiny,
just a tad
bit.
bit. Just a tad bit.
But,
yeah.
And you know what? And I'm going to say from what you described to us and what Sabrina and others described to us, it was very, it was almost necessary, if you will, because you guys had been through a lot. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to say that.
No, you're fine. But that's what I'm saying. But even with that little bit, the bigger mission was, I really wanted to show what we look like. Like that. Okay, guys, we could go through stuff, but I just want to pull up on a chat. The chat that happens on social media is that we are not worthy. And we're not going to all sit here and pretend like that's not what social media pretends like. The darker the berry, the whacker the juice. Yeah. She's not. And even though now everybody now is catching the wave and being like, oh, let's melanin magic. Oh, melanin magic.
Right.
But we was caught. But that's now trying to pull up to the chat. But they compliment us on our melanin, right? But then when we say we want to be wives and stuff, oh, you want somebody to take care of you. Oh, you will pick me. It's like we don't get a break.
Yeah, you can't win.
We can't win.
It's
like, now y'all praising our color, right? But then now we saying now into us in the chat because we want to be wives. We want to be wives. We want to love. We want to be respected. Oh, y'all asking for too much.
Right.
It's like, come on. I'm just trying to just come on here and just be like, yo, shit happens.
But you know what, Aisha? I'm gonna say this for the men, because you have a lot of women, a lot of black women, I say too, that subscribe to this theory. I'm a strong black woman. I don't need no man, blah, blah. And they wear that on their chest, like Superman, they kind of wear that. And it turns a lot of guys off. And it bugs me, because I'm like, my first wife, I literally jumped in front of a parade of bullets for her while she was pregnant with our daughter. Okay, so I know I would die for my wife or my woman. If we in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning and we laying in bed and a window break, who you expect to get up, Aisha? Are you going to get up, or you expect your man to get up? You're not getting up.
I'm not smashing a spider. I'm not killing I'm not killing an ant. I'm not taking the garbage out. I don't care if I could do it. It's the thing. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Do I want to do it? No, I don't.
Right.
Did your mama want to do it and your grandmother? No, she didn't.
Nope. That's right.
Okay. Can I jump in here? Okay. So I gotta bring this point up. So the person who shall remain nameless, if we will, right? When that person's brother was talking about their mother was a carpenter, she did carpentry, she killed spiders, she took out the trash, she did all the grilling in the house. I was like, you know what? That's a mindset, sir. And what we're not doing today and any longer, for those of us like you and I, as ladies, as feminine women, we're not doing that thing where we have to be super women, where we're carrying the whole entire world on our back. We're not doing that any longer.
I'm not breaking myself down, and I'm not breaking my husband down either. I'm not sending him out into the world to be beat up either. It's a balance. It's teamwork. What people don't understand is I'm not saying that I want this man to just take care of me and go kill himself. I'm still making money. I'm still making the house run. I'm still making sure the babies are taken care of. The days of the children not seeing no parent home is over. That's the call of action I'm saying. That's what I want to call for me and mine. Okay. I want, if the babies are in the house, somebody gotta be home to cook for them and not order Uber Eats.
That's right.
Somebody got to do that. And if I'm saying I want to be the wife and I want to make sure the house is ran properly, my husband, expectation for him is to be the head of the household. And if by chance we are not financially where he is making more than me, I have no problem with helping you pull up. People misunderstand. They take a little bit of what you say and they run full-fledged with it. What I'm saying is my man will understand his position as a man. I'm going to understand my position that I want to be as a woman. It's not your call, sis. Then leave it right there.
Because I tell people all the time, you don't know what you're going to do until you are in the situation. So don't be judging somebody else's situation. If you out there in a crowd of people and the hail of gunfire starts, you have no idea what you're going to do, but run for the most part. You might get trampled. You might run toward the gunman. You might try to tackle the guy. Who knows what you're going to do? But you can't judge people when they're in a situation because there's no script to this thing.
There's no script. First of all, there's no script to love. Oh my God, you love too soon. Who the hell told? Please tell me the book that says
what is that?
love.
What is that?
Please tell me the book. I really want to know. Oh, you can't trust nobody right off the bat. Who said? Where are you people getting this manuscript? Because I need one. Because I'm still trying to figure this thing called life out. So if somebody got the manuscript to love and life and figuring all this out, please give it to me. Because I don't understand this time frame of love. I don't understand this time frame of courtship. Oh, you have to be with him this long to marry him. Oh, you got to be this. What are y'all talking about? Live what makes sense to you.
Right.
It's that simple. Everybody's so busy minding each other business. That's the problem. Drink water and mind your business, and you will be fine.
Can we drink wine too, though? Does it have to be water?
Oh, wait a minute. Talk about this. Talk about this. Okay, so this is a question that has been a burning question, and I actually have you here live and in person. Well, not live and in person, but you get what I'm saying. Talk to us about your theory about the drinking water. You don't smoke cigarettes. I believe that's why your skin is so flawless.
I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke anything, and I don't drink
anything. And I want to just say this because a lot of what we see on these on whatever season and on whatever reality show, not just talking about Ready to Love, but a lot of what I see as I review reality shows is that they get reality stars in these situations, and there's all this liquor that's being offered to everybody, right? And then people are doing things that are against their better judgment that maybe they wouldn't have done if they hadn't have had 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 drinks, right? And you were the one person that I saw that really took accountability for yourself and your demeanor and how you carried yourself by saying, I don't drink.
Yeah, I never.
I don't smoke.
What y'all saw in my cup, every time y'all saw me with a cup in my hand, it was ginger ale. They knew. They would even have to be like, oh, did we get ginger ale for Aisha today? They still had to keep the aesthetic look of everybody with a champagne flute in their hand.
Okay, right.
But no. I think somebody was saying that they wouldn't never do that with 2 boys.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'll go back to it. Let me find it. They were referring to when we were talking about the certain person who remained nameless. The mother was doing all this stuff. She was, fixing the sink, fixing the toilet, plumbing. Yeah. She was, taking the trash out.
But if you're a single mom, that's what you have to do, right? But I can promise you,
but not the trash and stuff. When you got these big hefty boys.
Oh yeah, when you got the boys, yeah. My son gonna, oh yeah, I know that now. My son gonna take out the garbage. See, my son, I didn't let him. And what a lot of women I feel like do too is they make the people grow up the kids grow up too fast. I didn't do that to my kids.
Okay.
I didn't do that to my kids. I didn't. My son, yeah, you want to help with the chores, take out the garbage and stuff like that. But you're not no man. You are not a man, and you're not my man. I never did that thing like, oh, my son is my boyfriend. No, you're not.
No.
A lot of women do that. It's funny. Yeah. A lot of women do that.
Yeah, you are a child. You will stay in their child's place, and you are going to grow up, and you are not going to let this. And what I did do too is when I had weak moments, my kids had to see those weak moments.
Sure.
The reason why they had to see those weak moments because they had to see me rise above those weak moments. They had to see me rise above. And I remember my son says to me, every time you make a promise, you try your hardest to make it happen. Every time. And he's about to be 16. I said, where do you want to go? Just happened this morning. I said, where do you want to go for your birthday? You're about to be 16, boy. I don't need nothing. I said, you want money? You want me to give you a couple of $100? He's like, I asked for all my YouTube stuff. You bought it all for me. I don't want nothing. He said, oh, you can buy me some V-Bucks from my game. I said, boy, V-Bucks. It's your 16th birthday.
What is that? Call of Duty? What does he play?
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Okay.
I don't know.
That's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Stuff like that.
And so I'm like, little boy, I'm calling Boo Boo. I'm like, Boo Boo, do you want to fly to Jamaica or do you want to fly to Florida? Because you keep asking. He's like, yeah, not right now. Why are you trying to build your business? I'm like, but I'm like, why are you so great? you know?
Yeah.
And I promise you on everything. This is my 15-year-old, almost 16-year-old boy, because he appreciated his mama working towards giving him stuff. So they're not greedy kids.
Yeah.
They're not greedy kids. And I'm like, so now because of that, I'm gonna put $1,000 in an envelope and I'm gonna give it to you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Can I give you just a thought? Okay, can I give you just a thought, Aisha? Try this. Make it a scavenger hunt. Same thing what you're saying, right? But make these little cards and little envelopes and put them around the house in various places, right? So like the first time it may be $10 or $20, another 20 here, a 50 there, 100 there, you know, till you get to the amount that you so desire. I've done that with each one of my children on various Christmases, and they had more fun. They enjoyed the scavenger hunt more than the money.
Yeah, but this is going to go towards his car. So I'm going to give him it, and I'm going to take him to the bank, and I'm going to let him open up his bank account.
Oh, okay.
And then now, since he's 16, he can work, and now we're going to start working towards getting his car. So this is my way to start him off like, okay, this is going to help start your bank account and helping you work towards your car that you want, you know, because he said he wants to buy his own car. I'm like, I'm gonna still buy his car. Once he turned 18, he getting a car, but at least this is my start off point for him. It's like, okay.
Right. And that's awesome, Aisha, because I'm the single father of an 11-year-old I'm raising, and she has a debit card and everything, and she watched her savings. It's like last week she had to swipe her card for something, and she was like, Dad, how much is on there now? Because I get notified whenever we swipe the card. Dad, how much do I have? I said, yeah, you got about $75. She was like, oh no, I'm broke. I was like,
that's my daughter. Because they have little prepaid cards now, but you know that what's that card that you could give to kids when they're younger?
Green light.
Like that card. But now I'm taking him to get his actual bank account because he's gonna be working this summer. So you know, and I think that's awesome. I think that's gonna make him feel like real responsible. And I'm like, because he's really like, when my son says he doesn't want nothing, he's really adamant. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna take him there to do that. Go to the bank, let him do that. Help take him to the DMV, get his ID, do all this big boy stuff, you know. And that's my gift to him. So, but you know, man, Ready to Love pales in comparison to my real life.
And that's why I'm getting into so much of the BK, the Boogie Down, you know, who's Aisha? That's why I started with that, because you had a life before Ready to Love. You got a life after. You got a long life to live. You got so much going on. So I wanted to know who Aisha was. We'll get into the Brooklyn Bronx thing another time. You know, you know what's up with that.
We're going to have to have her back to do a part 2 because there's a lot more questions. And I know she has another obligation that she has. So did you guys want to maybe, was there anything else you wanted to add to it before we let you go, Aisha? And maybe, hopefully, prayerfully, you'll grace us with another part 2 of this interview.
I mean, as long as you guys want to hear from me, I have no issue coming back. I mean, nothing. Yeah, my son, he's about to be driving. I'm
I think Ms. Amita also has a teacher. No. I'm sorry. Her son is in college.
Scared. Because, you know, his dad takes him driving. He sends me videos of him driving with his dad. I'm like, you're hitting that brick a little bit too hard. Ease up on that foot, you know. But I didn't start driving until I was 35, and I'm 38, and I don't want that.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I come from New York.
Well, come from New York, where the land of transportation. Who needs a car?
And I don't take transportation. I literally take Uber everywhere. I'm so spoiled rotten. But when I got here, I was like, you know what? It's time to face that fear, because that was one of my fears, is driving. You know, so when I did it, and then I had just gotten a car accident during filming where I almost died. So it was so it was a lot for me, and I still haven't gotten behind the wheel because I'm still trying to shake this, you know, PTSD from it. It's like still scary.
Well, thank God you survived that.
Yeah, I mean, tore me up. A tractor trailer, a RV hit me, and then a dump truck slammed into my door, and then it spit me into the next lane. I got hit by another car and then another car. I got hit a total of 6 cars before I almost fell over the edge, and my car was shredded. Day 2 of filming. Yeah.
Day 2.
Oh, you mean during this during Ready to Love?
I was headed to. That's why it was an episode where I wasn't on in the beginning.
Right.
Because I got hit on my way to filming, and I just walked away with whiplash. So whoever was with me, I just always say thank you to my ancestors. Whoever was sitting in that car with me.
Yes.
Because
OMG.
It was, and so things like that is when you survive things that's bigger than this. It's like, guys, don't be. So I'll leave people with that. Is don't be so invested where you don't know somebody else's journey. Don't be cruel. Have your opinion, but the cruelness has to stop. And if it doesn't, again, you have to deal with your own maker at the end of the day.
It's never going to stop, Aisha.
It's never going to stop.
There's always been cruel people. They're not going anywhere.
No,
and that's true. It's like the projection doesn't bother me. I'm still going to be happy. I'm still gonna have clear skin, these beautiful big white teeth.
And your skin is absolutely amazing. We'll talk about that on part 2, okay?
But I'm gonna tell you, I watched you at Nordstrom's. I enjoyed that. The makeup thing at Nordstrom's, I watched that.
Thank you.
All you guys were there. It was wonderful. So before we leave, I just want you to tell the guys, what are you working on? Your businesses, what you got going on? How can we follow you in your businesses and support those businesses?
Just that, like, guys, I done met like 2 of my biggest idols. So Derek Rutledge, which is Oprah's makeup artist, which he's done everybody could think of, and I worked alongside of him. So look at the storm turn to rainbow. Come on, guys, how could I be sad? So I'm just like, what the freaking hey, like Derek Rutledge. Derek Rutledge, like he touches everybody. Michelle Obama, Barbara Streisand, like Patti LaBelle. And he called me and asked me to come work his event with him in Nordstrom's and MC that joint.
Right.
Period.
Next level stuff. Next level stuff.
Like what? Yeah. This is my calling. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me? This is my calling. So I'm telling my truth, but my truth will never stop my blessings. You understand what I'm saying? So from that to seeing Kim Kimball recently, and she's my hair idol. She's done everybody from Mary to Raji, and just now my launch of my new wig line. And it's just like that everybody's ready to pull up on it, and I'm just finishing it. I actually just finished editing my journal. Okay. And I'm about to have that out. And then my memoir probably is going to come later because writing the memoir, I know it takes a longer process. So I'm going to get the journal out first. And
what's the wig line called?
Pink Collection.
Okay.
Ooh, my Instagram is Pink Dolly Glam because that's why I say don't call me strong, call me pink.
Right. We're soft and vulnerable women.
Yeah, I'm pink. I'm a doll baby. Like I'm all things glamorous. You're not gonna call me strong, so you could just kick me around.
Right, because that's what that is. Right.
Real quick, like I did an analogy. I told people, think about a package. Like when FedEx come and the package says durable.
Right.
He damn near chucked it at your door. Right.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Durable. He don't care. By the time you open up the door, the thing is beat to hell because it says durable. But when it says fragile, they come knocking on the door and holding it and handing it directly to you, right?
Yes.
Right.
That's why I say the word strong does more damage than good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good point.
You calling me strong says she can handle that. Because what people say, so what? She can handle that. She's strong. She's a strong Black woman. She can handle that. Please. They ain't bother her. She can handle that. She's strong.
Right.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm fragile. You want to put your white gloves on? You're gonna hold me.
Right.
You're gonna deliver me softly.
Treat me like a little baby.
Like a baby, honey. You're
Yeah,
gonna treat me like a baby.
Did you hear that, Alex?
I heard it. I heard it because
like
we don't even give
baby, honey.
We don't give y'all permission to cry when you're strong. You can't even cry as a woman.
Permission to do anything when you're so strong.
Yeah.
And then everybody throw you away. Nobody believes you when you sad.
I think that you are teaching so many Black women who are going to view this and going to listen to this podcast. I think you're teaching them something a little bit different about that word strong and about being a strong Black woman. It's nothing wrong with being resilient.
Resilient. Right? I just about to say resilience, but
resilient. Right. But there is, I don't believe that we were created to be what some people are trying to make us out to be. You get what I'm trying to say?
Of course. This strong word has followed us since slavery.
Yes, that's what it's tied to, really. I think it's tied to that slave narrative.
It's tied to medical history. More Black women died during childbirth because they don't believe us when we say we're in pain. When we say that we're hurting when we go to the doctor, they don't believe us because doctors have experimented on our Black women bodies and said they don't even need anesthesia because they're strong. They can handle it. People don't understand. It's deeper than a word. It's deeper. The history of itself of Black women is saying the plight of a Black woman is that they put us in this box of strong and they tell everybody to mishandle us. They're strong. They can take that beating.
And then they tell you you're strong and then say you're angry too. That follows strong.
Oh, yeah.
That follows strong.
Yeah,
so
thank
she's
you.
Strong and she angry. She's strong and she aggressive. She's strong and she this. She's strong and she that. It's never she's strong and beautiful.
Right.
It's never that. Nothing that follows strong describes a Black woman after. So when you describe it, you're going to say, I'm pink. I'm soft. I'm vulnerable. I'm courageous. I'm sexy. I'm sensual. Because people get scared of that sexy word. No, baby, I'm sexy, honey. You're going to get all over.
Calm down over there, Alex. Calm down. Let you pull out the corner of your mouth now.
You're not going to shame me. Because that's the shame that comes along with it too. Right?
My mouth over here watering.
Honey, you know?
So, mouth watering. Oh, my goodness.
So I'm going to take back
you can take them out, but you just can't teach them.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to take back my power, you know, Alex. I'm going to take back my power. And I think that's old to all of us is to take back our power because other races of women are not described like that.
No, they're not. They're not at all. And other races of women, their men open the door for them. They show them chivalry. They treat them, like you said, with those kid gloves. They treat them, gently. That's how I want to be treated. I don't want to be treated.
Treat me like that.
Exactly.
If you don't pull up like that, then I get to leave. And even if I made a choice, like I did on Ready to Love, to experience somebody and listen to them, I saw it through until I didn't see it through. And that's that. But I also have choices. And the choice I made was to choose me. Unapologetically, I chose me. Period.
Yes. One of the commenters said, I think it was little Hurtler, I think it was.
You want me to go back to that says right here?
We have to learn to take that cape off. It's killing us. I say that all the time. Take that cape off. Oh my goodness. Take that cape off.
But the funny thing is when you say that, they be like, oh God, Aisha, you making us look stupid. That's why people gonna take advantage of you. I'm like, how?
No.
How disagree? You take advantage of me because I'm saying I'm not strong. I did an exercise which I challenge everybody watching to do now. Is what I did with some of my followers. Is I told them, get a pen and get a sticky note and describe yourself without the word strong and put it on your mirror. And that is how you're gonna always show up for yourself. Okay. And if as long as you show up for yourself like that, that is how the world is going to treat you.
Wow. Right. I like that. I'm doing that.
Yeah, because if you keep on saying I'm strong and you're gonna walk up with your chest bucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't buck up. I don't want to buck up my chest all the time. No. Let my claws come out when I need to, but for the
when
most
you
part,
need to, right?
I'm gonna sit pink and pretty, baby. You're gonna take good care of me. And if you don't, I'm gonna move around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about you. Are there any party you want to tell our viewers about your wonderful YouTube channel? We've posted the links to your Instagram, but you want to tell them about your YouTube channel too.
Yeah, so you guys can go follow me on my YouTube channel. It's Aisha Pink Dolly Glam. So it's all separate. So Aisha Pink Dolly Glam, all separate. Then my Instagram is Pink Dolly Glam. And then just stay tuned for when I drop my wig line and my journals and then some of my merch. So you guys been saying you want to support me, and I thank all of you for wanting to support me. The love is real, and the hate, I keep it that way. So I do not care.
And you know what, Aisha? You
truly.
remember when you hit 1,000 views, excuse me, 1,000 subscribers, I DM'd you right away. I said, you just hit 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, people are on YouTube for like years trying to get that 1,000 to get monetized. And Aisha came and broke the doors wide open and said, hey, I'm here. Aisha Pink Dolly Glam. And they said, yeah. I'm not mad, girl. I'm not mad at you. Do your thing. Do your thing.
200,000 views in less than a month.
Right.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, what the blood? But you know, people want to be nosy. So, but pull up and be nosy and run them numbers up.
Yeah, that's it.
Send me that check. Send me that check.
Pull up and be nosy, running them out. Oh, thank you, Ms. Anita. She dropped the link. Thank you so much.
And I just want to say, Aisha, before we go, because I'm out of respect for your time, I just want to thank you so much for coming on, being very receptive and approachable in the DMs, because you didn't have to respond to me. No. I'm an older gentleman. I know how to be kind and considerate.
You always have. You checked on me in the midst of the storm. You was just like, I just want to let you know I see you. You're fine. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the human being and not the person on TV.
Yeah.
That's what I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on to actually Aubery show and speaking to us. We're honored. Actually honored. So,
very much so.
I'm very much so. Thank you for you guys still having interest in me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, please let Alex know when you'll be available to do that part 2, because I do have some follow-up questions, but we're going to be respectful of your time. You want to go ahead and do your sign off, and then we'll sign off on by the two of us.
Yes. Okay. Bye, guys. So remember just to follow me on all things Pink Dolly Glam, and then go to my YouTube, Aisha Pink Dolly Glam, just to keep up with me. And I'm going to come back with some more cooking channels, my cooking recipes and stuff, my books.
Yes.
So love you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. And that was Aisha. Now let's get the clap. Where's the clapping machine, Aubery? Let's get the clapping machine.
I was so enamored with her. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Get that. There it is. Oh my
I am
goodness.
just so enamored. I mean, I've been, you know what? I've met everybody from J-Lo to Michael Jordan. I can't even name all, Evander Holyfield, and on and on and on. But I was just so enamored with that beautiful young lady. I tell you, I'm a little starstruck.
Yeah.
I'm a little starstruck.
Well, it's the genuineness that you see in her, that you sense in her, and that's what I sensed in her. The genuineness. It's refreshing, you know. And if you're a real person, as she said, you know, I've checked on her during the midst of the storm. I didn't try to probe and get more information just for a podcast. You know, I'm just a very genuine guy because I care about people, you know, and that's what it is.
You are.
You know, so I really appreciate the fact that she decided to come on the show and grace us with that. You guys, after this, you have to subscribe, like, tell your friends.
Yeah,
you know,
tell your friends and tell a friend.
Yeah, you have to, because Aisha just said, you know, when she get the time, she's gonna come back and do a part 2. So you got to be a subscriber to get this good stuff. So, Aubery, you want to close us out? You want to thank everybody?
I want to thank everybody, and this is a little bit of a list here. To our mods: Miss Kia Simone, Jay Wadley, Mod Afro Mama, Crystal Lynette, Misha Allen, Jeremy Taylor, also known on YouTube streets as Jeremy Speaks, is his channel. It's J-Dub, Chloe Johnson, Geo H-Town Blog, also a YouTuber. That's Geo, Geo, H-Town as in Houston, Vlog, V-L-O-G. Our sponsor, Tiger, who does cool caps for hair. Graphics by Miss Kia Simone. Also follow her on IG at author Kia Simone. Shout out to Janice Hilton and Kamisha Reviews. Last but not least, he says, filmmaker, comic book creator, and great friend, Alex W. Leath.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me on all the time. I love being here.
Guys, we love you to the moon and back. And with that, we're out.